Well, Ryan, 48 hours after you got your first victory as Granite City coach, you think about your first tie as Granite City coach tonight?
Well, that was a good effort. Obviously, similar opponent to what we've been playing thus far in our first 6-7 games. They possess the ball real well. They seem to, every team we play seems to have good size. I guess it's just due to all the upperclassmen and stuff that all these other teams have that we don't currently have. I'm hoping we're going to get bigger and stronger as we move forward. But very happy with the result. They've had a tough schedule up to this point. They beat a good Belleville East team. They tied a Belleville West team that's outstanding. So yeah, we were up against it going into the game, and I'm really pleased with the effort. Our keeper was outstanding tonight, and pretty happy to be leaving the field with a 0-0 tie tonight.
Yeah, Braden he made a one-handed save there in the final minute there. Talk about that. That was amazing.
He's outstanding. You know, I always tell him to be aggressive and be off his line, you know, to win balls out in the area because of his size, and then at that point, I don't think he can make that save unless he's on his line and in a great position. Just a great athlete, great size, great athleticism. Gotta have tired legs. He's one of those kids that he just wants to compete. So he plays a lot of minutes in the JV game up top and shows off his speed and his athleticism. And we let him run a little bit, probably a little more than we should, but he enjoys it. And thankfully he had enough in the tank to make a big save there for us. He's kept us in so many games this year. Results weren't where we wanted them to be, you know, 3-4-0 games sometimes, but it certainly wasn't due to a lack of effort on his part. He's been outstanding from the first game.
Talk about Tyler McCauley. I was impressed with him. He cleared a couple of balls there in the first half there.
First half we were under a lot of duress. He did. He was in the right spot at the right time. Tyler's been great too. He's, you know, technically he has his limitations, but his athleticism, strength, size, he competes so darn hard that, you know, stuff that you can't teach, you know, that he has, you know, and I appreciate that from him, and I always know that I'm going to get 100% from him, and he was great again tonight. Pretty much out of 7-8 games, I think he's been outstanding, and probably 90% of the time he's been on the field.
Talk about Austin Mullet coming very, very close to getting that goal wide left there.
That would have been great for him. Austin's been struggling. You know, he's been dealing with injury. We haven't had him in the last 4 games, 4 to 5 games. I'm not sure. Time flies. This season, it seems like we play all the time, but we haven't had him for a while, and he was just so darn happy to be out there. Gave us 100%. He brings speed to the table, and God, I would have slept really well tonight if he would have got that one. I know he would have too. He just wanted it so bad, and you know, he did everything he could, and just came up a little short.
Talk about Saturday. What's it like getting that first victory and get a monkey off your back there? I mean, it was impressive.
It was great. You know, that was a similar opponent to us. They lacked a little size, lacked some senior leadership, some things that we lack as well. So it was one of those games where whenever I talked to the guys beforehand, I said, hey, this is a coin flip game today. That's what we want. You know, we want a game where if we play the way we're capable of, we're going to come out on top, and if we come out and lay an egg, we're going to lose, just like we had the first 5 or 6 games. But it was a game that I know that we talked about leading up to it that we could get. We went down there and took care of business. Sloppy at points, but I still think we made progress, and then tonight we kind of built on that a little bit, and it's not going to get easier moving forward, so we got to keep getting better. I mean, CBC Thursday night, one of the best teams in the entire area, Missouri or Illinois. That's going to be very difficult, and then you know, looking at Althoff and Collinsville coming up, so yeah, no time to sit here and talk about wins and ties. We got to move forward and try to figure out a game plan to slow those teams down.
Yeah, but at least you guys are making progress, at least. I mean, you got to be pleased about that, you know.
There's stretches in the games where we move the ball around pretty good. There's some stretches where we make some young mistakes, you know, our freshmen, sophomores. Even some of our older guys from time to time are turning the ball over at inopportune times, you know, in the middle of the field, just in areas where you just can't turn it over. And I'm trying to preach to them, guys, we can't turn it over in the back, and we certainly can't turn it over in the middle of the field. Teams are too good. The schedule we play, you just can't turn over the ball against those teams because it's going to end up in the back of your net. And fortunately for us tonight, Braden was there to prevent that a few times. We took a ball off the line, but hey, I mean, you know, I'm sure that's what they're talking about, balls that they were taking off the line and balls that our keeper made saves on. But we had a couple posts. We had a crossbar in the first half. 5 seconds to go, Austin hits the post, and you know, things certainly could have turned the other way. Even though they won the possession battle, we certainly could have come out on top and won the game, but it just didn't happen for us tonight.